Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by our friends at Madisonville Marine. 95 degrees, 96 degrees, 96 degrees, 94 degrees. Those are the temperatures for this week in East Tennessee. What better way to beat the summer heat than to enjoy the lakes and rivers in the area? Whether it's a deck boat or a pontoon boat, whatever kind of boat you're looking for, they have it. Madisonville Marine, it is the first place to turn for a boat in East Tennessee. And the first place to turn for radio news in this town. Jimmy Hyams back with us. It's been good between media days and between the SEC meetings and vacations and everything else. I feel like I haven't seen you in months. Good to see you, Jimmy.
I feel like Tiger Woods. I show up once a month.
That's pretty good.
Hope I don't shoot an 80.
And you're still making considerably less for that show than Tiger is, even in his current state. Jimmy Hyams, of course, from Sports Radio WNML. Guys, we're getting closer, and the closer we get, more folks are grumbling. More folks are getting geeked up and getting giddy. The anticipation builds, or dread in some situations. July 1st is the big reveal, and already, and we got some pictures here, already the new Tennessee word mark with the odd E's, N's, and S's in it. That word mark is already out on area shelves. You know, people are spotting it here and there. I think some people found it in Murfreesboro, some people found it in Middlesboro, and then it popped up at over at Knoxville Center. You see the upper left there, that's the teaser that Tennessee put out, Nike put out for 7/1/15. Noon on that day is when they're going to unveil all of this. Former Vol and Fox broadcaster Charles Davis will be on hand, and he and Maria Taylor from the SEC Network will be handling the hosting duties for the grand fashion show. I think it's funny you have host for a fashion show. It's like E. But anyway, UT also, and we'll show you this, UT also put out a teaser video, which has a lot of people thrilled because looking at it, it looks like Tennessee's going to black cleats. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Yeah. And for those of you right now who are saying, why did it cut to black? That's the way they designed it. That was the look of it. Thoughts? We're getting close enough now. Here's my question for you. How big do you think the changes will be? Dave Hart is coming from Alabama. Jim, I'll start with you and work our way back. Dave Hart's coming from Alabama, where they basically told Nike, we're not going overboard. We'll make a tweak here once every 3 years. You know, we'll wear a special stripe on the pants, or we'll put a houndstooth pattern on the numbers. That's it. You also have people here who are saying, oh no, Butch Jones is telling kids that it's going to be the Oregon of the South. How much change do you expect in the uniforms when this stuff is finally unveiled in a couple of weeks?
I expect subtle but not significant.
Okay.
Now, they may prove me wrong because we know the history of Nike. We know what they did at Oregon. I mean, show up with a different uniform every week in football. I don't think that'll play well here. I don't think they'll do that here, but I think they want to put their fingerprints on it a little bit. So I think you'll see some different things. You may see, as you point out, different lettering, a different number style, but basically I think it's going to be the same.
No, I wonder about the number style. I mean, that's one thing
They finally had a good one last year. Adidas finally came in. Last year, they had a perfect one that matched the Power T.
And if you're talking for souvenirs for fans to buy, you know, within reason, I'm fine with that. And I think that's where most of this is going to start.
Yeah.
As far as the uniform, especially the home uniform, I think we've all talked about, hey, that is its own brand. I mean, if you're going to do some things, that's fine, but let's kind of ease into this.
Well, I think Jimmy's spot on. I don't think they're going to go over the top, at least not right away. If Dave Hart was hesitant when they put out the smoky gray uniforms to not touch the helmet, I don't think we're going to see that from Nike, at least not out of the gate. I think there'll be small changes. Maybe the black cleats will be the one thing that will stand out the most outside of the actual jerseys.
If you freeze frame it, it looks like what they call their carbon fiber. For those out there who know, Oregon wore those carbon helmets, which is it's from afar it looks black. Up close, it's got some silver in it. It looks like a really tight pattern. Yeah. If you freeze frame that video, which I went through it like the Zapruder tape, it looks like those are carbon fiber shoes, but who knows?
Did you see a man with an umbrella for no reason on a sunny day?
The babushka lady was over there. Your thought? Do you think it's going to be big changes or small changes?
You know, I don't want to Tennessee's home uniform, I really don't want to see any changes. However, you go back and look, and there have been subtle changes all the time through it. So I would think that it will be subtle. I don't think that it's going to be a case where you turn the television on and you're not going to say, well, who is that playing? Oh, gosh, that's Tennessee. You know, I don't think you're going to go that far like they have at some places. But I'm going to go with subtle.
All right, let me show you this. For those of you that didn't see this today in the Knoxville News Sentinel, UT Chancellor Jimmy Cheek posted a guest column basically explaining why Tennessee has made the move to the one brand, the One Tennessee brand, how long that's been in the works. He tried to explain that they're trying to put like 11 different colors and 7 different fonts together into one. This started long before Nike was brought in. Nike has only propelled it forward from there. He used quotes from Butch Jones, from Holly Warlick, Karen Weekly, about how this is a good thing and it's a step forward. I thought it came across very well. Would have come across even better if it had come out 6 months ago. That was my issue with it. Is you've already allowed people, and Jimmy, we got to be quick on this one since you weren't here for the first segment. I'll let you handle it. My issue is I think you've allowed it to fester, if that makes sense. You got people that are so dug in now. I don't know if this does any good.
Oh, I think it's too late to do any good now. I agree with you on the explanation. And one of the things I remember, there was an email from DiPietro months ago that said, okay, this wasn't handled exactly right, but we're going to come out and explain exactly what we're doing. I thought that was going to be immediate.
Yeah.
Not a week before they came out with it. So, and I also thought it was very interesting. Who's probably the most popular figure on Tennessee's campus in athletics right now? Butch Jones. Mm-hmm. So who did you use as the lead to further your case about, hey, he's behind it, so maybe you should be behind it too, and Holly Warlick as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it explains to people what's going on, why they did it. And again, Nike tells the schools, shh, don't say anything because it'll tick people off. In this case, they got that wrong. Not saying anything ticked people off. You'd have been better off doing this months ago. All right, when we come back, Tennessee's expectations around here, regular season on our show, we think about 7.5, 7 to 8 wins. We'll tell you why Tennessee will exceed those expectations when we come back on the Sports Source.
From East Tennessee to the Carolinas, no job is too big for Benedict Construction. Patios and decks, custom remodels, even custom homes. With a reputation for excellence, rely on the custom work of Benedict Construction.